Setting up the meeting. All right, we should be live.
All right, cool, thanks. And then I'm looking for it here. Uh, da, 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 mm, I'm looking for the live here. I don't see it yet.
Um,
I'm looking for it. It's coming. Um, oh, there we go. Got it.
Today we're 2:15, right?
Link, copy link. All right. Okay.
What's the? I'm still not seeing it. Where am I? I'm scared.
This is a moment where we need.
All right, all right, all right. There we go. Jesus. What's up, Jay Izzle? J.E. is in the house.
All right. Let me know when I can go with the song. And I'll go with the song. Yeah, let me know when
Good
you're
to
ready.
go.
All right. Share screen, share sound, share, bip, and bip. Hi, Barnett.
Ian Harris.
The revolution is not afraid of pronouns.
The revolution is not afraid of real history.
The revolution is not brought to you by election deniers.
Hey man, some people are simply trash.
The revolution will not be brought to you by gerrymandered districts.
90% of our country doesn't have critical thinking skills. 50% of our country doesn't have empathy.
Ian Harris is good as fuck with numbers.
I refuse to stand for any flag or anthem that does not stand for me.
The revolution will not be brought to you by the letter Q or any other dumbass conspiracies.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new, and I'm gonna sound a little hoarse because I had to yell at somebody that was being a fucking asshole episode of Critical Thinking Podcast. Ty Barnett.
Ian Harris. And he's just a little horse. Top secret reference, anyone? All right.
Yes,
Well, we got a
yes.
couple people trickling in today. I think we started late. Sorry, guys, but we got a few people on here. Yeah, so it's a day. It's a day. I know your Ty's hot about this Fonnie Willis thing. I get it. You know, I wish somebody was. No one's on here yet. Like, there's a couple people, but maybe somebody could. I would like someone to explain it to me. I mean, I just watched like a whole bunch of videos on it. You know, some live feed from CNN and MSNBC and whatever. Can somebody explain to me, like I'm an idiot, like I'm a mentally challenged 5-year-old, you know, like a Trump supporter. If you could explain to me, I don't get. So for those of you who don't know, they're doing a trial right now, a hearing right now, to see if Fonnie Willis should be removed from the case in Georgia and maybe drop the whole case in general, because they're thinking if she gets dropped, who's going to take over this giant RICO case? And the reason is because she had a relationship with a guy named Nathan Wade, who I guess worked in their office. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So they worked together, and because they worked together, he was married, but he had been basically divorced since 2015. His wife had an affair. They had an agreement that they would stay together until the kids were grown, but that they were basically free because she had an affair and they weren't really together anymore. 2015. And then they got together, and the question is, when did they get together? Was it before or after? And all this sort of stuff. And did they share finances? That's the big one they keep saying. Did they share finances? Did they went on a cruise? Did they share those, or do they pay separately? And that's what they're trying to figure out. And I guess, you know, I was seeing some people and some lawyers on CNN say that's the first thing they teach you at the bar. Do not share finances with a colleague. You cannot share with a colleague. That's a conflict of interest. I totally get that. I totally get that's going to get you fired. That's going to do this. That's going to do that. Within your group, within your office, within your job, right? And that's kind of the same with a lot of jobs. I mean, if you work at a fucking office and you are sleeping with your secretary and or you're the person next to you or whatever, that could get complicated. And a lot of places don't like that. They look down upon that. But how does that affect this case is what I don't get. Nathan Wade isn't part of Trump's team, is he?
No, not at all.
So what I'm really, and I'm not trying to be weird. What is the yeah, I mean, and what's up, Jack? What's up, everybody? And JE saying, the Fanny case is a nothing burger. If she did anything, remove her. If it's not selective prosecution, she's an adult. Who cares if they did? Yeah, I mean, and even if who cares if they even shared financial stuff? It has nothing to do with this case.
Let me tell you what I saw. By the way, welcome to everybody that's rocking with us this early. Jack, new face. Unless maybe my memory is not good, but Jack, welcome. Welcome.
Well, that's Jack that we had on the show.
But he hasn't watched the show though, right? So
I don't think he shows up in the comments though. No.
Okay, that's why I threw me out. Well, Jack, good to see you, man. Thanks for rocking with us in the comment section. That's why I was like, Jack, I don't remember seeing a Jack before.
I know. Glad to
welcome back, man. I'll tell you my thoughts in a second, but welcome to everybody. JE, Tammy, Tam, what's going on? JE as usual. What's happening, everybody? I'm gonna say this, man. Because this is from what I saw. This is from what I saw. The analysts, what they did. They said one person, if I'm paraphrasing correctly. She said this is not about two consenting adults having a relationship. This is about the credibility of Fonnie Willis and Wade and what information they put on their affidavit. And they said if you can't trust her to tell the truth about this, I want to say that one more time, you guys. If you can't trust her to tell the truth, let me say that one more time, you guys. If you can't trust her to tell the truth, then how can you trust this case? Now, I agree, lying is wrong if you lie. But again, let's put this all in perspective. First of all, I'm not saying she lied. I don't know if that's what it is. I'm just saying the fact that the people on the left, and this is what makes me so goddamn angry about being on the left, is that we sit here and we pretend we got to keep the same standards. No, that's not what this is. The other dude literally lied about the election. He's still lying about the election. Other people helped him try to steal the election. He's caught on audio doing this. He's caught. Other 5, 6 people have pled guilty to this. This is not like circumstantial. This is evidence. Her writing on when they started fucking has nothing to do with the actual evidence and the credibility of the evidence. That's what we should be looking at, the credibility of the evidence. And when we sit here and we keep acting like, well, I don't know if we can trust you motherfuckers will be the reason why that dude gets back in office.
But I mean, so, again, let me figure this out. Every defense attorney, listen to me carefully. I know she's a prosecutor, not a defense attorney. Every defense attorney of a guilty party lies. Because if my client, who I am obligated to defend, killed somebody, and I know they killed somebody because that's what I know, because we've done the fucking work, my job is to get them off from murder. So I have to lie about whether or not they murdered somebody to create doubt in the case. That's literally my job as a defense attorney. So I'm not going to come out and go, Your Honor, look, my client murdered the fuck out of that person. But buy some DNA. Woohoo! That's not how it works. I have to plead not guilty. I got to go, I don't see any DNA. Do you see any DNA? That's literally their fucking job. Now, we're talking about somebody lying. This is just like the fucking Bill Clinton thing. We're investigating Blackwater. Oh, look, turns out that we just found out that he may have had sex with his secretary. Oh my God, let's get him on the stand and talk about Blackwater. And then in the middle of it, we'll ambush him and say, hey, by the way, did you fuck your secretary? What? Who? I don't know. Perjury. Let's get him for perjury. They didn't get him for Blackwater. They didn't get him for fucking his secretary. They got him for lying about fucking his secretary or blowjob or whatever it was, right? And guess what? People lie about that shit all the time. It's none of your fucking business whether or not these two had a fucking relationship. It's the business of now. If the DA decides they want to fire them because they're not, because that's inappropriate behavior at work or whatever, or if the office wants to fire them, that's okay. But the fact is that Robert says defense attorneys are not supposed to lie. Yeah, they are. I mean, they won't come out and say, no, he didn't do it. A not guilty plea, first off, most defense attorneys know if their people are guilty or not. Now they might not ask, they might not say, yeah, they might say, don't tell me, I don't want to know. But you know if you fucking goddamn know that Johnny Cochran and fucking Robert Kardashian or whatever, you fucking know they know OJ did that shit. Their job was to go, come on, man, if the glove don't fit, it don't quit. You got to quit. Like, that's their job. That's lying. That is literally what, no one goes, okay, but Johnny Cochran, did he do it? Of course OJ did that shit. He can't say that on the stand. So he has to not say that on the stand, which is lying. Now, I mean, and also, he's not on the stand. Johnny Cochran is not on the stand. They don't put Johnny Cochran on there and go, now, what did your client say to you? You have attorney privilege, but client privilege. But what did he say to you? And you're going to perjure yourself if you lie. The lawyers don't go on the fucking stand because they have information. They have a client privilege. They have information. They can't, so that they don't go on the fight. So because they know they have to fucking lie. That's literally it. Now, prosecutors are different. But again, lying about, hey, man, you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar at work has fuck all to do with this case. Sorry, just what you were saying earlier. The evidence will provide what the evidence provides. I could be the most dishonest guy in the world, but if my facts don't back up the case I'm presenting, if my expert witnesses and my DNA and all the things that I'm bringing to the case and my phone records, and I can't lie about those things. It doesn't matter how much of a fucking liar I am. If I present the case and go, here's the phone records, here's the DNA, here's the words, here's the tape recording, here's the video, here's 900 fucking witnesses that aren't me. And
right.
Then you come to a conclusion. What the fuck does it matter if I lie?
But that's the part that I say, like, I'm just frustrated with this whole thing because it does seem like this dude's going to get away with it. And I'm kind of tired of people acting like he's not. Like, I'm kind of tired of people acting like this is just him. This is not just him. This is the quote unquote legal system working for him. Now, yes, he's lost a lot of other cases and the money with the E.G. and Carroll and shit like that. But when it comes to shit like this, I got to give their team props because they've muddied up the waters enough to where people are like, well, see, she lied about when they started fucking. So, yes, I know you have audio of him saying I need to find.
Yeah, so she obviously made up these audio tapes that we all heard.
Exactly. So
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
But no. It makes sense when you normalize the toxicity and the bullshit. This is on us. This is this is what trips me out. This is on us. All the shit that he's getting away with, all the shit that he's doing, all the muddying of the waters is us. All he's doing is just gaming the system. I hate giving that dude credit for anything, but he knows how to do that. Because there is no way in the world, this should be, as J.E. said, it should be a nothing burger. But they're going to make it something enough to where Fonnie Willis is going to be off the case and or the credibility of the case is going to be shot to where it's either going to get dropped and or, here's my prediction, February 15th at 12:20 on Critical Thinking Podcast with Ty Barnett and Ian Harris. They're going to somehow get this to a DA that is right-wing leaning. You heard that, you guys, right? They're going to get this case to a prosecutor that is right-wing leaning. Now, I know a lot of people, Ian, I think you were starting to say this in our phone conversation, that is Georgia, and that not the chances of that happening are slim because it's Georgia and it's a blue state.
Atlanta.
Well, you're Atlanta, Atlanta. But hey, I'm done counting this dude out. This is why I never get excited.
You know what's funny though is all the I don't believe in conspiracy theories like that, but all the conspiracy theories on the right about Trump being a witch hunt and they're just trying to go after him and all the and we're going to see it in the court. You know that you hear him go, we'll see the evidence and you'll see that Trump is innocent and all this kind of stuff. And it's funny because every single time there seems to be any sort of conspiratorial shit happening in these cases, it's always for Trump. It's always Eileen Cannon is, giving him the reach around. It's always this fucking, it's never, it's always the Supreme Court is going to push it down a year. So he's already president. And then they'll say, well, presidents can't be tried. Like they keep everything that's happened. Almost every win has been for fucking Trump. And everyone's and these fucking right wingers still act like there's some sort of deep state conspiracy to prosecute him. It's like, I fucking wish there was. I fucking wish there was somebody didn't have their. I mean, look, how did we get these? What was the one the other? These other cases just they fuck like. I know it's like somebody gets caught fucking shoplifting. They're in prison 30 seconds later. This guy 4 years later, and we're still like, well, maybe the trial will happen sometime in 3030. Like, what the fuck? We can't. I guess there's one coming up in March. I guess. I just saw. I haven't looked. I just saw the news headline saying
that won't happen. And if it does happen, it won't be consequential.
But here's the thing about the Fonnie Willis thing. I do get this. If let's say I'm on Fonnie Willis's team, I'm her boss, I'm her coworker, I'm part of the thing, and I say, "Hey, Fonnie, come here." To the public, because they're fucking stupid, you're going to look bad and you're not going to have credibility. So therefore, we need you to remove you from this case so that we don't lose the case. And I'll step in, or Ty's going to step in for you because we don't have any scandals and we don't want any scandals muddying up this case. Let's just have you step off and let your assistant take over, or let your partner take over, or let somebody else in the DA's office take over. And the case is already built and you're just going to step down. And then that would make sense. I can understand that. I can understand someone saying, hey, it looks bad. But why is there a court hearing to decide whether or not it looks bad?
Well, I thought of that scenario, and somebody actually answered it. One of the dudes said it's too late for that. It's too late for them to still have credibility with this because it's already out there like that. Now, again,
wait. Why?
I think his analysis was this already looks bad. So
for her, because she was fucking her coworker.
Totally get it, but he's saying this looks bad again, and this is again.
To who? Who the fuck? Again? Who does it? Who does it look bad to? It doesn't. That doesn't make it. I'm sorry, Ty, but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No. Listen, I agree with you 1,000,000%.
I'm just saying, quit saying it. But them, quit fucking saying shit. You make me by saying it. Bro, it looks bad. No, it doesn't. Well, if I say it enough, it will. Then quit fucking saying it.
But you just said something. You just said it. If I say it enough, it will.
Right, but why are the liberals saying it? Why is MSNBC saying it? Why is CNN? Why are we saying something we know isn't true?
Because
we know will create a narrative that is bullshit. I don't understand
because people are trash. Even people on the left can be trash. And I can't.
Annoying, man.
I can't overstate this. This is something that we have to come to grips with, because for us, like, we watch movies all the time, right? We'll watch movies and we'll see the bad guy and be like, man, that's the bad guy. We got to get the bad guy. That's the bad guy. So at some point in the movie, all the people come together, most of the people, you should say, come together, and they have a collective moment of clarity, and they come together and they get rid of the bad guy, or they identify the bad guy at bare minimum. For some reason, social media has made it impossible for adults to think rationally. Like this is it's a strange thing to see, because in a regular world, like you know who I thought about the other day? Dan Quayle. Is it Dan Quayle?
Yeah.
Dan Quayle couldn't spell potato, and that was it for him. I want y'all to remember. Some of y'all might remember that time. Some of y'all are old enough on our time on our chat room here. Y'all remember a time where misspelling potato was it. And one, not only was misspelling potato it, everybody agreed that you misspelled potato. Everybody agreed. Everybody was like, nope, fuck that, man. I can't vote for a motherfucker that can't spell potato. Fuck that. I'm stupid. I'm not crazy. Now, not only is it okay for that person to misspell potato, they'll say, well, who told you he misspelled potato? And, or, well, in some countries, if you spell potato, you can't spell it that way. And then, really, what is a potato? I think it's a left-wing conspiracy. And then
nowadays they'll go, Trump knows how to spell potato. He was just trying to, it was a joke. He was just trying to own the libs by spelling potato
exactly.
with 3 O's.
So my entire point is, now we're at this point where we say, instead of saying, it doesn't matter that Fonnie Willis and Wade had a relationship. It doesn't matter personally because, first of all, it doesn't matter at all because it has nothing to do with the evidence. The evidence is what it is. The evidence is right there. So in a world that we used to have, again, that would have been the potato. That'd have been it. Now people can say, well, she lied about when they started fucking. So how do you know she's lying about the recording? She's not lying about the recording because the recording is there. You can hear it. You can actually have people testify to the recording. You have people that have been indicted because of the recording. You have people who have pled guilty to the recording. Yeah, but she still lied about when they started fucking. And that falls back.
Right, but then you're like, but that's why we brought in somebody new. Yeah, that's why we brought in Ty Barnett, who has nothing to do with this. All right, let's go. So I'm saying it doesn't make any sense. We need to quit saying, yeah, but the credibility has nothing to do with the fucking evidence. The only thing credibility has to do with, I'm doing this again. The only thing credibility has to do with is a witness. Okay, do you understand, people? Witnesses. If you were on the stand and you're like, I've got the greatest crowds ever. I'm the smartest guy. I remember everything except for the things I don't remember, and I don't remember not remembering anything. And then you go, wow, this guy fucking lies a lot. And I'm the greatest ever, and I did nothing wrong. And you go, oh, this guy lies a lot. He's not credible. I don't believe his testimony. But if you go, that girl slept with somebody, and then she told people because she probably didn't want to be in public. Then she told people that she didn't sleep with him, or she was, but it was at a different time. She got her times messed up, or maybe she lied about the times because she didn't want to muddy the waters. But man, therefore, these 90 witnesses must be lying, and this tape that I'm listening to must be fake.
Yeah,
it doesn't make fucking sense.
Stop. Couple comments here. Robert says, "What about Howard Dean? The screen." That's right. It
ended
his political career. That's right. It was over. And,
can you imagine that?
Those days, I miss, Robert. I miss those days where there was a standard held by both sides. Now,
but think about that. That was all he did was go get excited. And we're gonna go to Iowa, and we're gonna go to there, and we're gonna go to New Hampshire. That's all he did. He was just excited.
I know, but again, now we're living in different eras now. Jack says, all right, this is linguistic prescriptivism. I hope I said that right. Like all the right versus all right. Neither is actually wrong because language doesn't work the way we want it to. And look, of course, I'm left-leaning, so I just want this shit to be done and over with. But I think at the end of the day, what we need to do is look at this and say, if you had to find something to focus on in this is another example of us having to save ourselves. Because obviously the legal system ain't doing it. The legal system is trying to find a way to skirt any kind of responsibility and holding that dude accountable. And all the way up to the Supreme Court. This comes back to us. We're the problem. And he is, of course, he did it wrong, but are allowing him to continue. You said it yourself, Ian. How many years? How many years has it been? And we're still dealing with this. Now, and not only are we still dealing with it, he's the front runner for the Republican Party again. After all the shit that he's done, after all of that.
And by the way, his was it daughter or daughter-in-law is now the co-chair of the RNC.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
It's the thing that drives me crazy is that
This is at the same time that they're going after Hunter Biden still.
I know, and the thing that cracks me about all that too is that they always complain about these people that are always like all pro-Trump, and then as soon as he fucking turns on them, they come out and they go, he's always been a psychopath. And you're like, I get why the Trump people don't believe it. Because the Trump people are like, oh, you're just saying that because he scorned you, right? Yeah. Because he dumped you. You didn't say anything before. And it's like, that's the same thing we're saying on the left. Why the fuck didn't you say something before? You have no, and it's like, it's funny because the people on the right think that proves that Trump is right. People on the left are like, it just shows that you Republicans have no fucking integrity.
Right. No, I know. And again, this is why when I say I see this as a problem that we need to fix, and the universe keeps showing us that. The universe keeps showing us that we have to save ourselves. We can't sit here and hope. Because remember how everybody was saying, this is the strongest case. This will be the case that once he's found guilty, he can't pardon himself and he can't pardon anybody else. But if the case goes away, first of all the other cases are going to go away once he gets in. That's going to happen. Though all the other cases is gone. This is the one case where people were like, if he gets found guilty of this, this is the worst.
Right, because it's not a federal charge, and you cannot pardon yourself from a state.
Right. Now that was when before today, before we thought, okay, this is a slam dunk.
And this is the strongest case, by the way.
It was the strongest case.
Look, I mean, everybody's already turned on them. So, I mean, on him, they've already got so many witnesses turned. Look, let's see what happens. She might not even be disqualified.
Oh,
they're saying that they're doing her hearing now. They're saying everyone is saying that there's nothing really disqualifying here other than the appearance. But I'm like, well, who cares about the appearance? She's the only one that
no, they're saying they're saying if she turned in a falsified affidavit of their timeline, that can be something that is a very serious piece of document that can disqualify.
Well, for her as a DA, sure, but not for this case in particular. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with this case. You can fire her as DA, sure, and then we got to get a new DA who would take over this case. That's
right.
fine.
And
it has nothing to do with this case.
But what I'm saying to you is, so here's what happens with that. Let's say they fire her, which is, just know it now, it's going to happen. They get rid of her and they don't turn it over to somebody else on her team. They got to find a new office because they're saying they're trying to paint
well,
this.
It's got to come through the DA's office.
Huh?
It has to come through the DA's office.
No, I'm telling you what they're saying, bro, is what they're saying is they're trying to make it to where it would disqualify her entire team. So let me tell you what would happen with that. If they disqualify her entire team, it has to be, the case has to go to another prosecutorial team. If it does that, they're saying bare minimum, this will not be seen or heard until after the election. Bare minimum. That's how dire this is.
The thing I don't understand is how she could be this fucking stupid.
I know.
But again, that's what makes me think it's not real. It's hard for me to believe that she'd be that fucking stupid. Although people do weird things when they get caught fucking people. I don't know what that's about. Like, just own it.
Yeah. So like I said, worst case scenario, this gets put. I mean, worst case scenario is the case is thrown out. Now again,
well, but again, hold up. I know you're very pessimistic about these things. How could the case be?
No. Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying.
How could a case be thrown out?
I know it legally. There's no reason to do that. I know that. I totally understand. There's no reason to legally do it because one has nothing to do with the other. I am just telling you, as I'm seeing shit line up and I'm seeing people either fuck up like she fucked up or either let shit go as they're letting, as certain these other representatives and legal people are letting go. That's what I'm saying. So Worst case scenario, again, worst case scenario is that they drop the case. It's gone. Now, again, that's far-fetched because they'll be like, wait a minute, that doesn't have to do with the evidence. That's true. But the other part is, if the case is not heard till after the election, what do you do?
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing. And a lot of these cases aren't going to be. Well, the March 25th, they're doing but I think it's the dumbest, weakest case of all of them. It's not the weakest case. It's a strong case, and it's a criminal case, but it's federal, so he can pardon himself for it. But the hush money case. The problem is nobody cares about his fucking idiot minions think that's cool. Oh, he paid a hooker. Woo! You'd pay her too. Look at her tits.
They paid a hooker.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it doesn't really affect anything. Like, we already know that he did it. Like, nobody on the planet thinks he didn't fucking pay hush money. I think even his people know that he paid. So it's like, I don't understand. He gets found guilty. They're going to be like, oh, come on. Everybody pays hush money to their hookers. Yeah. Like, I don't think that that's going to.
Well,
I mean, look.
Let me address Jay's comment here real quick. Jay says Judge Engoron, whatever, it doesn't matter. Judge Engoron will bankrupt him tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Do you mean like tomorrow for real, or in just coming up soon, Jay? I don't know if that's when they're supposed to rule on it. And you keep harping on the omission of a job application. I don't understand. What's that for? Was that in reference to another comment? Oh, because we've been disappointed before. I agree with Robert in that sense, J.E., that we've been disappointed a lot before. So, but now I want to address this part where he says
he said yes tomorrow, so that's cool.
Okay. He says that the judge will bankrupt him. Here's the problem with that, J.E. It's not his money. It's Republican PAC money and or his supporters. This ain't coming out of his pocket. I can tell you right now.
Fannie's application omitting is what he's talking about.
The what?
Fannie's application.
Okay. But I can tell you right now, J.E., I promise you, his team is like, all right, guess what I got now? I got T-shirts with my face on it, I got mugs, and I got Trump underwear. They will pay those legal fees.
Well, now he runs the they're not raising any money at the RNC, which is why he's giving it to his daughter-in-law or whatever. But I mean, the thing is that they'll bankrupting him will be in New York will be bad, Ty. It won't be. He'll still be able to make money, which is why he wants back in the White House. But that will be a bad blow for sure. I hope they fucking bankrupt the fuck out of him. I mean, he's been bankrupt before. The biggest thing though is that he doesn't pay his bills, which I wanted to get to. One of the most ironic fucking statements in the history of irony. Trump said a couple ironic things happened. Trump said that Putin that we shouldn't protect NATO allies that don't pay their bills. And in fact, he would encourage Putin to attack them. And I posted that on my timeline, and dipshit Daniel Ross, who won't come on but popped in last week, was in this car, remember? He goes, well, what's wrong with that? If you don't pay your bills. Really? First off, there are no NATO bills, okay? There's not a monthly due of $26. There's no, but second of all, that's not how treaties work, you dumb fucking idiots. You have a treaty to protect your allies. If one isn't paying their bills, which by the way, we owe $34 trillion. We are not paying our bills. Hold on one second, please. I don't know why my wife is calling me right.
I'm going to pull this up while you're doing that. Sorry, you guys. I just want to make sure I'm pulling this up here. Sorry for the technical issue.
Affects them much more. We have a thing called an ocean.
Okay, so I think that's the thing. And I saw that. Well, let me read a couple comments here.
Sorry about that.
Here, let me Ian, let me pull up the clip.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like, but here's the thing. Now there's people backing him in Congress. Well, yeah, you got to pay your bills. Well, first off, even if that's true, then the course of action would be to remove them from NATO or fine them or do something like that.
Now let me tell
You
you
don't
that.
then tell a dictator, a wannabe world guy taking over the world, to say, "Hey, man, it's cool that you." Imagine that you got a group of friends, and all you guys are hanging around, right? And you guys go out, and one of your buddies goes, "Hey, man, I left my money at home. I can't pay for the for my drink tonight. Can someone get my drink?" And you're like, "Yeah." And because you couldn't pay for your drink tonight, see that guy at the end of the bar? Yeah, I'm gonna let him rape you. I'm gonna encourage it. He's gonna beat the shit out of you, take you to the restroom, and fucking rape you when you're unconscious. Because I couldn't afford a beer. I thought you were like my best friend. Boy, I am. But
Gotta pay
you
bills.
didn't pay for your beer.
So here, hold on. Let me play it. Let me play it real quick.
Ocean between us, right? Affects them much more. But we're at 200, they're at 250. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in to Secretary General Stoltenberg. Well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was my biggest fan. He said, all these presidents came in, they'd make a speech, they'd leave, and that was it. And they all owed money, and they wouldn't pay it. I came in, I made a speech, and I said, you got to pay up. They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
All right.
And the money
So the guy who
flowing
won't
in.
even pay his own fucking bills. He's never paid he has fucking contractors. A plumber he hasn't paid. He owes $84 million to a woman that he fucking raped. He won't pay. So fuck that guy in his little fucking pouty mouth. Fuck him. This guy, and anyone who supports this, could you fucking imagine that? Could you imagine saying something like, just take it down to a regular level? Like, yeah, man. I mean, look, I know they beat the shit out of you, dragged you over the curb, and stomped your head in. But dude, you owed that guy a little bit of money. Yeah, but you're my friend, and that's just I know, but it was funny.
Bro,
It was funny to watch him stomp your head in the curb over a fucking $10. I mean, come on, dude. I know I'm a pro, but
let me tell you something, bro. What's really tripped out is, first of all, people are cheering. They're cheering a guy, again, with all that debt. Also, they're cheering a guy who told Ukraine, if you want this help, it's not about money. Make up some shit about the guy that I'm running against.
Right.
And we'll get this to you. So it wasn't a debt. You wanted,
and also we already owed him. We owed Ukraine that money.
Yeah, but I'm saying they wanted them to make up some shit to get defended. For us to defend you and help you defend yourself, make up some shit about this guy. So that's one. The other thing, man, is and this is why I say there's no more gray area with this guy. You just heard it. And let me, for the people that don't know, and for the people that may be thinking that we're still going to talk about Joe Biden's age, which, by the way, again, I'm going to remind people, they're both old. They're both fucking old. Both of them.
And one of them keeps showing cognitive issues, and one of them
both
doesn't while he's riding his fucking bike.
But this is why, and people know, because I've said this to people on the timeline, I said it to them personally, this is why I don't make fun of Joe Biden. Because that's what we have to deal with if Joe Biden doesn't get in. This is why I don't make fun of Joe Biden's age. This is why I don't make fun of Joe Biden falling off a bike. This is why I don't make fun of Joe Biden stuttering. This is why I don't do that. Because if you...
That and common decency, sure.
Huh?
So yeah, that and common decency, sure.
That with
an old guy fell off a bike.
Exactly.
You know what would be hilarious if he had a concussion and died. Oh my god!
Exactly.
Oh god, the comedy won't stop.
But this is why I don't do that, because here's what's happening. He's getting. It's almost like, and everyone out here, you've seen zombie movies. You know how zombie movies work. You know how zombie bites work. If you get bit, in the area, the area gets slowly more and more infected until you become a full-on zombie, and then you start killing other people or whatever, right? So what happened with this dude was, we don't need to go through everything. I just want to give people an idea of how we got here, and I'll try to do my best to keep it as tight as possible. The first bite was of the presidential thing. I just grabbed him by the pussy. You let that go. You didn't just say, okay, hey, you can't do that, man. You can't brag about sexual assault, man. Should have chopped the finger off then. Didn't do it. Kept it going. Military, suckers and losers. Should have done it then too. Didn't do it. Just kept it going. Got more and more infected. Lie. It's fine. He just talks. Another lie. By this time, it's the arm. It's the whole arm. And then all this. Long story short, so much shit was let go with that one zombie bite that by the time we are here now, this is a full-on zombie, and that zombie is fucking with everybody else. Those people cheering, let me tell you what's really fucked up about them cheering that. Let me tell you what's really fucked up, because what they don't see, they see a dude with a spray tan and dyed hair and Depends talking about how he would make NATO pay and or encourage them to get bombed. What they don't see is well, wait a minute, what if we have American troops stationed in these different places that he just encouraged Putin to attack? What if we have American troops and families in these different places that he encourages this dude to attack? That was American troops that would die. Now, again, let's forget, another zombie bite was when the motherfucker said, I prefer people that didn't get captured. Did you see what I'm saying?
But also, so you take that, those statements, you combine them with the fact that the Republicans won't give aid to our allies right now. They won't give aid. Ukraine was winning. They're now at a standstill, and they're probably going to lose if we don't get them aid. They've run out of bullets and all sorts of shit. And the Republicans are playing politics and not funding them. We're not funding Taiwan. So what do you think China thinks about this? What do you think North Korea thinks about this when they see that the Republicans are stopping any aid for anybody else? When Trump is saying, we're not going to help any of our allies. Allies don't mean anything. By the way, fuck twat, allies are the reason you're not speaking German, you fucking cunt. All right?
Yeah.
Like, they were literally called the Allies. That's what we called ourselves in World War II. It's why you don't speak in fucking German, although he'd probably be excited. I like speaking German. Hitler was a great guy, great artist. I loved his work. But it's fucking nuts to me that you don't think China, you don't think Putin. Well, of course he thinks Putin. He wants Putin to, because Putin's his buddy. And he would love it if Putin took over America, because then he could just be Putin's fucking wife. But when you abandon your allies,
yeah,
you have no fucking allies, you fucking imbecile.
I know. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why this. But the thing that really kills me is the people who are like, yeah, fuck our allies, they ought to pay. So really, money that doesn't even go to you is more important than protecting our allies, protecting freedom that you guys always talk about, and sovereign nations, and the people that have always backed us, and the people that back other countries, and the decent human beings in the world. Meanwhile, on the left, 28,000 Palestinians, which is bad, 28,000 Palestinians have died, and it's a genocide, and therefore Genocide Joe shouldn't be reelected, and we should give it to Trump, who wants that to happen. I can't fucking keep this shit straight anymore. I cannot fucking keep this. 28,000 Palestinians have died because of fucking because Netanyahu's a fucking psychopath, and Hamas are a bunch of psychopaths, and because of that, the lefties aren't going to vote for Joe Biden now because he's Genocide Joe. But you don't care about millions of people in Taiwan, millions of people in Ukraine. You don't care about millions of people back home, trans and black people and fucking school children and gay people. You don't care about any women's rights to fucking their own bodily autonomy. You don't care about any of that at home. because Joe Biden Joe Biden didn't let it. Joe Biden murdered 28,000 Palestinians. You fucking idiots on the left, on the far left, are just as fucking stupid as everybody on the right. And it's fucking crazy to me that there's like 40% of normal fucking people in the middle that can't get fucking anything done because of the fucking, because 45% of these fucking crazies on the right, they're all fucking crazies. I mean, we've got fucking people in Congress who are like, well, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, he's right. You know, I mean, we can't let these NATO people, we can't let our allies not pay their bills. I mean, you know, well, we should let Putin go in there. I mean, it's just what, and then
so would it be okay? Would it be okay to shoot all those Congress people that didn't pay back those PPP loans? Be okay? Can we do that?
Fuck yeah, I would. By the way,
you gotta pay your bills.
Billows money for a golf course. He quit construction. Yeah, this guy's the. I mean, it's fucking bananas.
But again, man, this is why I say, man, all signs keep pointing at us saving ourselves. We have to, man. This I know we thought it was in 2016 and 2020, but in 2023, 24, hey man, I challenge anyone. I challenge anyone. I will give you $1,000 right now if you show me one candidate in the history of this world that was this bad, personally, politically, professionally, that had a chance to get back in office. First of all, that held office, but to get back in office as this guy. I challenge anybody. And name one. This dude is one of one. Be sure about it. This dude is a one of one. And again, the reason why he's one of one is because millions of people have allowed this dude to get in a position to be one of one. This is us.
Yeah, because and that's my point is these are the shitty bully, just shitty fucking people. Like that, I mean, that's the thing. They laugh at a guy falling off a bike. They laugh at they really think, well, if a guy doesn't pay his bills, he should be murdered. What? Like what kind of shit? First off, none of these motherfuckers pay their fucking bills. You're fucking single wide is still fucking is 9 months fucking overdue, and you know you still haven't paid your 13-year-old daughter's new tits yet. Because you know whatever, because you want her looking good for daddy. But those motherfuckers can't. If someone else ain't paying their bills, man, they go deserve what they get, man. It's like this weird. It's that fucking that it is that toxic like this goofy ass like masculine. I'm a tough, which is hilarious that Trump is their guy because he's the biggest fucking pussy, pampered pussy on the fucking planet. I mean,
literally.
Yes. By the way, there's a great comments here. Did you, Jay says, did you see Trump's response to the parade incident? Yeah.
No, exactly. What did he say?
No, he didn't. That's the point.
Oh.
He said nothing about it. Robert says Trump encouraged laughing at Paul Pelosi after he was attacked. Again, they're fucking shitty bullies. And they're bullies. They're like every bad bully in every bad after school special. They're just like the shitty fat kid who's getting molested by the priest. So he acts out on everybody else by beating all the other kids up, throwing them and then later on you realize that he's just, you know, sad and goes and shoots himself or whatever. Like that's it. They're like every fucking stereotypical bully character, every fucking one. It's like they say all the dumb shit like, well, pay your bills, bitch, right? Or I'm a tough guy. They say all the fucking things. And in reality, you know, every single one of these guys is so fucking insecure. Something happened to them in their past. And they're this close from eating a fucking bullet themselves. Like it's so pathetic that they're so fucking that you can just, they're so readable. Like you can look at them and go, oh, you're that fucking guy. You're that shitty fucking douchebag. It's like these guys that we talk about on this, like the fucking Christopher Woodmore fucking loser. Like, they've all got fucking children in their basement. They've all, they're just fucking scummy, shitty people. But Tam says, America's greatest president fell off his bike. Episode 1 was POTUS has fallen off his bike.
I want to do something here real quick. Let's switch gears to a happier topic. Racism.
The border. Oh, sorry. Same thing.
So, as you guys know, this past weekend we had the Super Bowl, and I'm not in. What do you win? Tam says, what do we win for Winston Churchill? Did Winston Churchill? I don't know. Did Winston Churchill? Because you said Winston Churchill, and Zen said, not Zen, but J.E. said Grover Cleveland. To my knowledge, neither one of these guys went bankrupt 7 times, refused to rent to black voters, incited an insurrection, and was supported by every single hate group, which, well, that's kind of asterisk because America was a different place then. So no one wins anything for that because they still don't come close to this guy. But let's switch gears. So as you guys know, I'm going to pull up the screen share here in a second. The Super Bowl. Sorry, alarm. But the Super Bowl was played this last Sunday, and it was the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. And everybody was watching for the commercials to see what Taylor Swift was going to do. And I'm not going to lie, there was a part of me that was rooting. I have no horse in the race. I don't even watch football like that. But I was rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs, not because I like Kansas City, but because I know that Trump supporters hate Taylor Swift. So I fell into that bag of like, yay, go Travis Kelce. So I was like, go Patrick Mahomes, But here is the controversy of the whole thing. Apparently, before the event, they sang the Black National Anthem. Now, Ian, they didn't sing only the Black National Anthem. They sang the Black National Anthem in addition to the National Anthem.
Can I ask a question, though? I mean, I'm not trying to sound like racist white guy. What is I get that there's a thing, but like, why? Like, why don't we have first off, I think a national anthem is fucking goofy as fuck. Right. I think pledging allegiance to a flag is goofy as fuck, regardless of the God thing. I think that kind of goes against the whole idea of freedom that you have to pledge allegiance to a flag. And I think the national anthem is fucking crap. I think it's a crap song. I think it's a bullshit fucking. But I also two-side. Why is there a black national anthem?
So here, let me tell you.
Black national nation? I don't understand.
No, let me tell you. So the Black National Anthem was dubbed this in 1919. It was first written in 1900. And I know this because I had to research it for a project I'm about to do. So it was first sung. And
I know it's an old song. I know it's been around.
But here's what's crazy. It was sung in 1919. It was sung in 1919, and it was dubbed the Black National Anthem by the NAACP. But here's one of the craziest things. It was dubbed the Black National Anthem 10 years before the national anthem. So this is already a thing that Black people were doing before the national anthem. Now,
yeah, I got no problem with it. I just never understand no,
it's cool. Again, a lot of stuff people didn't know. I learned some new stuff the other day. The other thing is the national anthem, because you have to see these comments, bro. You have to see these comments that these people wrote. It's fucking bananas. Just for a little backstory for people really quick, the national anthem was written by Francis Scott Key, a known slave owner and a person that was against abolishing slavery. That's already known. And in the national anthem, it has a third stanza that says, no refuge for the hiring or the slave, because Black people were being offered by the British Army that if you fight with us, you can get your freedom. So Francis Scott Key wrote this and said, hey, niggers, if y'all go fight with these people, there's no refuge for you. So that's the third stanza of the song. Now, how people get around this in America is we sing the song, we just don't sing the third stanza. Come on. Why can't you stand for the song? Let me tell you what that's like.
They
That's
should
like
start
they
singing the
said,
third stanza.
huh?
We should start singing the third stanza.
I know, right? But just for the
Well,
people,
hey, come on, man! I'm a traditionalist.
just for people to understand what that's like getting invited to somebody's birthday party and you're getting ready to sing happy birthday. You say, well, I'm going to sing my version of happy birthday. You say, happy birthday, you fucking cunt. Happy birthday, you trifling bitch. And it's like, oh, well, I'm just singing the version that I sing because this is the traditional version of it. And they're like, what the fuck? You know, that's what it's like. Also, for people to understand, and this is what's crazy. Wait till you see these comments, bro. Because Megyn Kelly, of course, people at Fox were pissed about this. They weren't pissed about another mass shooting, by the way. They weren't pissed. They weren't pissed that Trump shut down a border deal that they say cost 300,000 people their lives. They weren't pissed about that. But they called the Black National Anthem divisive and all that. The Black National Anthem, the lyrics are lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. We live on earth, and a lot of us hope to get to heaven. What's divide? Do you understand how hate-filled you have to be against the song that says lift every voice and sing? This is the Disneyland of anthems. Do you understand? So I got to show you these comments, and then
that's the one it's a small world after. That's the one they should.
So wait. You got to see this though, bro. You got to see this because again, I want you to see this, and I want to get your opinion of this, bro. I was reading this yesterday, and I was like, there's no way in the world I can't talk about this. I have to. So here, let me show you what these motherfuckers said. This is what's really fucked up about these individuals. So this is what a tweet from somebody says. He says, well, he says the American national anthem doesn't see color. Dems have the front line in dividing this country with race wars. The national anthem literally has a third stanza excluding people of color. That's that. Here is
but I think they'll say, well, we removed that for that reason.
Yeah, exactly. But look, Carrie Lake, this is what Carrie Lake. So Carrie Lake says, I'm still not standing for this divisive garbage. One nation, one anthem. Then somebody added, there's no such thing as a Black national anthem. First of all, it was a thing 10 years before the national anthem. But they don't teach history anymore. If you have a problem with the American national anthem, feel free to leave. Yeah, that's very American. If you don't want to fix the racism, just fucking get out. And then Matt Gaetz says before the game, that they're desecrating the American national anthem by playing something called the Black national anthem. That's a sex trafficker, by the way. That's a sex trafficker. But I get the one that stood out the most.
My 17-year-old girlfriend hated it.
Let's see. Hold on. Wait, it was one. Oh man, I wish I found Megyn Kelly's thing, bro. Oh my God, hers was fucking hilarious. Oh, here it is. Journalist. Keep that in mind, you guys. Journalist. That means she's supposedly educated.
And media personality.
Right. Megyn Kelly said the so-called Black national anthem does not belong at the Super Bowl. We already have a national anthem, and here's the funniest part of all, and it includes everyone. Except for the third stanza, bitch.
Including no, it includes the slaves. Talks about them a lot, right?
This is bro. But let me tell you, this is why that motherfucker is leading in the polls. That's why. Because instead of people looking at this, because you can look this up. You can look this up and say, well, wait a minute, hold on. They said there's no such thing as a Black national anthem. Well, it says here that the Black national anthem was already in place 10 years before the national. Okay, and they said, well, there's no color in it. Okay, the third stanza talks about the hiring of the slaves. Slaves are 9 times out, most of the time, Black. Okay, so this, but no one does that. They see what their side says, and they just believe what their side says, instead of looking and saying, well, no. Plus, again, I go back to the whole thing. How do you have a problem with a song that says lift every voice and sing?
Well, but the other thing is this. Why the fuck does it during halftime, Usher played.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do the national anthem.
Nope.
He didn't do the black national anthem.
Nope.
There was a chick that I don't know her name. I played guitar. Was fucking pretty good. I don't know if she was actually playing her. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And wasn't the national anthem. Why do they have a problem with that?
They, again, bro, this is the thing, man. And we're going to have this problem until we...
Keep talking.
I'm going to read some comments here real quick. Since it says anarchy in the UK. Robert says, Ty just read the typical racist bullshit that many of us have been hearing forever. Yeah. But what's wrong with Senator Tim Scott? He's a Republican. Here's the thing. Tim Scott does not want to be black. I gotta be honest with that, and I gotta tell you that's just how I see it. Any black Republican, I think honestly, if you gave them a chance to bleach their skin and be white, they would. The Byron Donalds, the Tim Scotts, the Sheriff Duncans, they would, because they hate who they are. They hate what they are, and they believe that all the dancing and shucking and jiving, because for some reason, these people hold white people to the standard of hierarchy, which is where this is where they fuck up first and foremost, is holding any culture above another. That's where they fuck up, because you think that this culture is above this instead of seeing yourselves as equals, because they don't see you as equal, which is why white supremacy exists. But for you not to see it and say, well, wait a minute, no. I'm black. I come from a rich heritage, just like, as a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, black people come from a richer heritage than a lot of these white people claim to come from. But that's a whole nother podcast. I will say, when you have a Tim Scott or Byron Donalds, where they look at white people as the standard and say, I need to appeal to them. Those are the people that no matter what you say, the Candace Owens, there's another one there, Candace, I love Candace. The Herschel Walkers, same thing. And yeah, Jack, that's right. Jack says Tim got himself a real convenient girlfriend. Notice, that should tell you something. No black woman, not even Mexican. You had to find it, but he found a white woman because he knew that that's what they would like. Deborah says they only hate who they are because they've been told that. That's true. That's what I mean by like the idea of believing that anybody is better than somebody else. And this is where people have to stop it. This is in general. You believing that an entire culture is better than you is wild to me. It's wild as fuck. Like, for you to think that an entire group of people are better than another entire group of people. We are not a monolith. Just like white people are not a monolith. If that's the case, Ian and I wouldn't have been friends as long as we've been friends. A lot of y'all wouldn't be friends with people that look different than you. So that's not what it is. I think people fall into that because it's a comfort. What do you call it? The blanket? Security blanket. And it makes them feel better to say, well, if I just go with this group and just say all of y'all. No, they don't do that. It's sad. The Tim Scotts are very sad of the world, because it's like, bro, no matter any tap dancing that you do, they're not going to accept you.
Well, I found this footage of Tim Scott this morning. 1 second, I'll play it for you. It's
By the way, Corey had the fucking best fucking Photoshop of Tim Scott, his mush mouth.
Here's I found this footage of Tim Scott just today. It's
I don't know why we leaving Mouse's house. He been good to us. He feed us on Saturday, clothes us on Sunday, and then beat us on Monday. Or was it Tuesday? I don't know.
Jasper, I just want to go. I was a house nigga, Jasper.
What?
Jasper, don't you want freedom? We going to Promised Land. The Promised Land.
Promised Land? Cleveland?
No, Jasper.
Baltimore?
No, Jasper, the promised land.
Oh, the promised land. Minnesota?
And cut.
Hi.
Hey man, I'm telling you, Hollywood Shuffle is still what we 40
Yeah.
years later, 40, 50 years later.
Yes.
Still, that's on a totally separate note. That's a testament. Same thing with Blazing Saddles. It's a testament to great writing because that it doesn't even look dated. It looks dated with the quality of the film, but the dialogue, that shit's still fucking funny, bro.
Yeah. It's sad that it's still relevant.
I know. What is that?
It's like every time
Patty.
Patty, I believed in this movie.
Oh, so you don't know nothing about the laws of gravity and polarity.
He knew how to brace himself. But it's every time I listen to Richard Pryor from like 1971, he goes, when you get pulled over by the cops as a black man, you've got to be like, I am reaching for my wallet.
Exactly.
Like that was the year I was born.
So
and we're
here's
still
the
talking
thing,
about
man. And the reason why I brought it up with the anthem is it's been a thing that it's an easy talking point for Republicans because they know they don't have to focus on healthcare. They don't have to focus on actually governing and getting a better life because they know someone's going to be distracted by the shiny object of the anthem instead of just saying, first of all, it's a song. Both of them are just songs. No, I'm sorry. Because I won't say that about the national anthem. The national anthem was written specifically by a dude that didn't like black people. So they're not just a song. But in the big picture of where we are in reference to healthcare, a better life, taking care of your family, and that type of stuff, it's just a song. But the distraction it creates for people is there. And that distraction is always going to be there until Americans admit or own up to its history. That's what trips me out about this, bro. We never want to just say, yeah, it's racist here. It started on racism and it's still racist. It's not Jim Crow racist, not yet. But it's still
Hey, but with enough work, we can get there.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. And exactly, Tammy, divide and conquer. So while you're sitting there bitching and moaning about a song, again, we're talking about the inclusion of the song. They didn't say this year.
But yeah, it wasn't the replacement.
Yeah, they said we're going to sing this song and this. Notice no one ever complains about the Canadian national anthem being sung. Nobody. No one says, we don't need your fucking this shit from the north. No, they never do. So for them to be upset that the black national anthem, again, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. What do you have again? What's divisive there? The people who can't sing? The people who only want to go to hell? Where's the division at? You know what I'm saying? So Robert says,
well, the funny thing is that they're worried about the left and division, but isn't that why they're trying to get rid of math in Florida anyway?
Hilarious. But that's so this is what I mean.
You guys even know about division?
Hold on. Robert says Megyn Kelly and Matt Gaetz would be happy to sing verse 3. Yeah, you got that shit right.
But worse than Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's actually done a few things that I was like, surprised by. But of course, just because she got sexually harassed and had to leave. So for a moment there, she was a decent human being. It was like, oh, we shouldn't rape women and harass them. And then she went back to, but Laura Ingraham, remember Laura Ingraham with her when she waved at the convention when she literally did the Nazi salute. Does anybody remember that? She fucking did the Nazi salute at a fucking like the RNC in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, she waved and she went like did the Zeke Heil thing. Anyway, Laura Ingraham probably has the third fucking verse on her playlist in her car. She's while driving around. And the slave.
Laura Ingraham Nazi salute.
I can find it. They've done a good job of taking it down, but yeah, she did the Nazi salute at the RNC.
Oh, it's here. It's here.
Is it?
Laura Ingraham, conservative
wait,
radio
let
host
me
and
go here.
political commentator,
I'm gonna pull it up.
saluted her way off
I know
the
you can hear
Republican
me.
National Convention stage.
I know you can hear me.
Whether it was a Nazi salute or a wave is unclear. But with all the Adolf Hitler comparisons to Donald Trump over the last year, the convention probably wasn't.
What?
You
tell me it was a wave.
off the Republican National Convention stage. Whether it was a Nazi salute or a wave is unclear. But with all the Adolf Hitler comparisons to Donald Trump over the last year, the convention probably wasn't the best place to make such a similar gesture. In the past, the radio host has publicly spoken out against likening the Republican Party to Nazis on the O'Reilly Factor in 2011, calling it a really ridiculous comparison. But Trump fanatics have been...
Hold on, I want to see if this one is it.
Yeah, there's one where you see her, she starts to wave and then she goes like that.
When the gunman,
and she does it just long enough to go, oh, it was a mistake. Oh, I was just fucking around.
Growing
I was
up,
waving.
you mentioned before that her father had Nazi sympathizing leanings,
you're on screen
and so there was that there. What do you
think?
And
her family are like Nazi sympathizing.
So I think the pathology comes from familial soil, and I've used that term in the past. So my father was a Nazi sympathizer. There was a copy of Mein Kampf on the living room bookshelf. He was abusive. He was an alcoholic. So
So yeah, it is. But here's the thing with that, man. Oh, somebody put in the Tammy put in the
I'll see if it's there was a GIF or a GIF actually, if you really want to be.
But you got to understand something, man. This is not something that's not known. I think what angers me at this point is the fact that people just won't own up to it. That's what's crazy to me, because it's like, if this is what you believe, why are you doing all these mental gymnastics to act like that's not it? That's what makes me not believe what you're saying. You're not saying it with your chest. Like I believe in equality. I'm gonna say it with my chest. I believe in fairness. I believe in loving human beings. I'm saying it with my chest. You don't see me putting on this fucking mask or something like that, or some hidden wave and be like, hi. Yeah, I don't do that shit. But
here you go.
Are such fucking cowards.
Here you go. Thank you, Tammy.
God bless you and God bless the United States of America.
I slowed down right there much.
America.
Oh yeah. Do that one more time.
Of America. Of America.
That was a purpose move to do that. That was on purpose.
Oh, fuck yeah. She knew exactly what she was doing. She went Nazi salute and then Nazi salute and then turned into a wave quickly so she could say, oh, I was just waving. But she purposely went.
Yes. It's just weird to me, man.
Well, it's like, remember when they were doing the white power thing, right? Like this, left hand, white power. Hold on, let's see. And then they're like, "Oh, we're just owning the libs. We're just owning the libs." Okay, but that's not what that means. Well, now you know what that means. So if you continue to do it, to own the libs, why does it own the libs? Well, because the libs think it means white power.
Doesn't it?
It does, but let's say it doesn't, but everyone thinks it does. This is not a Nazi salute anymore. Nowadays we do this to say what's up to our friends. It's not, you guys are thinking 1940s. We don't do that anymore. Well, everyone else in the world thinks that's a Nazi salute. Yeah, I'm going to Nazi salute you because it's not really a Nazi salute, but because you think it is, I'm owning you. So it's funny. I'm getting the best of you by doing the Nazi salute, which I say isn't one, but everyone else does. Yeah, this doesn't really mean white power, but because it makes you think it means white power, I'm going to flash white power to my friends so that you can get triggered. So you're okay flashing what people think is white power.
Yeah. Again, this is why, there is very little. I think for me, I just don't understand it because it seems childish at the very least. Like, what are you an adult? Well, why are you scared to say that? You know that millions of people will agree with you. Why aren't you rocking with that? Why aren't you going with that? Like you have a significant portion of America that is okay with you flashing Nazi salutes and being a white supremacist and hating people because of what they look like. It's 2024. This is known. Why are you still cowering? Now, I know no white supremacists watch this at all. I know that you guys don't. But if you guys know any white supremacists, send this part to them because I want to say this to them directly. One of the biggest problems I have with you pieces of shit is the fact that y'all are just cowards. You don't say it with your chest. You don't
also,
say you gotta sit here.
About...
Well, hold on one second. Y'all sit there and y'all quote Adolf Hitler. Here's where I give Hitler credit. He said it with his chest. He didn't hide it. You saw what he looked like. He did the Nazi salute in public. He said all the shit that he fucking meant. You motherfuckers here in this country, y'all are pussies. This is why no one respects you. If you had a strong opinion and you stood on it, maybe you'd get a little shred of respect from people because like, goddamn, that's fucked up that he said it, but at least he means it. You fucking cowards with your, well, that's not how I meant it. That's how you took it. I don't think it. Shut up, you bitch made. All of y'all are bitch made. And y'all are some of the worst people because everything you claim to believe in, you don't want to say you truly believe in it. That's why y'all bitches. And here's the difference. I'd say it to your fucking face.
Zen says he'd like to meet them directly as well. You know, and the thing is, let's get Darren on the show. Yeah, please, Corey. Corey, I saw your message, by the way. Yeah, dude, and the other thing is, it's so funny. We're gonna fire Fani Willis for the appearances. Oh, well, what about the appearances? She appeared to. It looks bad that she had an affair with the guy in her office. Therefore, she's not equipped to take down in this Trump in this RICO charge because of appearances. Hey, this girl looks like she appeared to give a Nazi salute at the Republican National Convention. Oh, you people read into everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Really quick, we gotta go. I gotta go on time today. We got about 7 minutes. I did want to bring this up. Speaking of racism, the Republicans went on and on and on and on and on about we're not going to give aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan unless you put border shit in the bill, which do have nothing to do with each other. But it was just a bluff. They were trying to put the border stuff in there, and then we'll vote for it.
And they put it in there.
The Democrats called their bluff by putting in stuff that was the most right-wing. Like I was not happy about the bill at all, but I would have been happy that they passed it because we could always amend it later, just to call them on their bluff and to get border stuff done for Joe Biden. But it was as right-wing as any fucking border bill we've ever fucking seen. Okay, right. And on top of that, it was like the active CVP chief, the head of the border security. They all said this would solve a lot of problems. They all agree, and they're all right wing, and they all agreed with it. Every one of them agreed with it. So the Democrats throw out this bill that some Democrats didn't even vote for. Wouldn't even vote for because they're like, it's too fucking right wing, and they voted it down. So the Democrats put up, and the Senate passes a bill that's just for aid. They say, okay, fine, you don't want the border stuff. We need to get these aid out. And Mike Johnson killed it on the floor, wouldn't even vote on it. And his reason? I can't even say it with a straight face. His reason for not voting on the foreign aid bill is because it didn't include the border stuff.
Huh?
That they fucking voted down last week.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's fucking, it makes my head hurt. You vote, we gave you the bill you wanted. You said no because Donald Trump would lose the election if you guys do something. Oh, we better play politics with hundreds of thousands of people. And the thing that you said, they literally said it's the most what do they call it? existential crisis of the decade. The border is it's trumps everything else. We need to shut everything else down to fix this border. And we're not going to pass any bills until you put the border stuff in there. So they said, fine, here's the border stuff. Here's the border stuff you wanted. He's not even stuff we wanted. Here's the stuff you wanted. We put it in there and they go, and then Trump goes, oh no, if you fix it, I won't win the election because I won't have anything to scare people about because we already fucked over women and now we're going to fuck over brown people. What else can I win on? And they said, quick, don't vote for it. They don't vote for it. So then everyone goes, well, okay, so you don't want that border. All right, the border bill. All right, cool. Well, we have to pass this aid before we close down because people are dying and they need their Israel, Taiwan, Ukraine need their money. So we pass a bill and the motherfucker says, can't vote on it because there's no border stuff in it. I will kill you. You fucking voted down the border stuff, you fucking cunt. I just,
Listen,
why?
man.
I mean, I know that they're getting called out and the people are, but why is not every Republican who says that the border, the border. And by the way, they sent a whole caravan of Americans down. Did you see that?
Yeah,
down to the border. And they found nothing.
Nothing.
But they were like, well, this isn't what I thought it was. Yes, you've been lied to. We've been telling you this, you fucking
but this is the thing, bro. You gotta understand something, man. They are okay being lied to because it's the easiest thing for them to accept. Listen, man. Because I do want to show this video, and I know you got a hard out. So
Robert says that they didn't let it die, lie dormant. They didn't vote it down. What same fucking thing?
Yeah.
They voted it down.
So I want to show this video because I decided I have to start saying. I'm going to start saying more good things about Joe Biden than I am saying bad things about the shitty person. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show this video. It's a couple minutes, but I know we got a hard out, so I'll be really quick. But to your point, it falls back on us. You know what they did with the border bill. I know what they did. Our viewers know what they did. I see it on MSNBC. I see it on CNN. I see it on the newspapers and all that. It's everywhere. You can look it up. It's not even hard. If you are a Republican voter and you are okay with the dude that's not even in office, telling the people in office what to do with something that's going to endanger people. The problem is you as the person. It ain't Joe Biden. It ain't his age. It ain't Hillary's emails. It ain't Obama's tan suit. This has to do with people. We have to stop this, bro. We have to start calling this what this is. This is horrible people being okay with horrible shit because they believe that the horrible person won't be horrible to them. And all of you people that, if you heard me say that, think about it, Republican women who no longer have the right to do what you want to do with your body. Think about a Republican father that can't afford to pay your bills. Think about that. Think about the person that when you are sitting here trying to figure out how to live your life, these people are making decisions. Think about that Republican person who complains about fentanyl, even though most of the people that are trafficking the fentanyl are Americans in America. And you say, well, why didn't they shut down the border? Because it's coming in through the borders. You should think about that next time you go vote. So let me, like I said, I'm going to start doing videos like this because, again, the narrative that I keep hearing is about Joe Biden being old. I hear it on the left too, by the way, where they say, well, and people with good intentions, they'll be like, yeah, well, you know, you got all these issues with Trump. He's horrible, but Joe Biden's just old. And I'm like, why aren't you saying that both guys are old? So anyway, this is what I did.
I'm gonna have you. Let's end on that. Let's say goodbye to everybody now, and then we'll end on Ty's video. Tune us every Thursday at noon because right here on Facebook.com/critical and God, I can't talk. Facebook.com/critical and thinking on our YouTube page. Be sure to check us out. The Critical and Thinking podcast with Ty Barnett and Ian Harris. And Ty's going to take us out with his video. Show us the video, Ty.
Right. Critical and Thinking podcast, Ty Barnett. But here's the video. You guys check it out. And yeah, here we go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I will be quick. Sorry about the Black Jedi look. Bro B1 couldn't be here with you. I wasn't even going to do a video today. Today was going to be a lazy day where I just watched 80s movies and pretended that the world made sense a little bit. But I had to say this because I keep seeing this narrative on both sides. It's the age narrative. And people, again, on both sides pretending that only one of these candidates is old. They keep acting like only Biden is old. They're both old. They're both old. Biden is 81. Trump is about to turn 78. Both are old. For some reason, they keep acting like Trump is in his 40s. Is it the spray tan? Is it the dyeing of the hair? It could be. But both of these dudes is old. But here's the difference between both of these old dudes. The current old dude is getting shit done in spite of resistance from the old dude and the people who only support the old dude. Under the current old dude, record GDP, record stock market, record low unemployment. Under the current old dude. Jobs brought back and gained. Under the current old dude. Insulin caps at 35. You know, for some of you diabetics, some of you who might be old, that's under the current old dude. Infrastructure, under the current old dude. Student loan debt forgiveness, under the current old dude. The current old dude is supported by the unions, while the old dude is supported by literally every single hate group in America and had to pay $20,000 to pretend to have a union rally. Look it up. The current old dude believes in democracy and free and fair elections, while the old dude literally has to go to court and trial because he tried to overthrow the government and got people hurt and people killed because he didn't want to give up power. The current old dude is trying to make sure that this country is still here after he's out of office, while the old dude is literally talking about being a dictator. The old dude made the pandemic worse because he fired the pandemic response team saying that we don't need them. Who the fuck doesn't need a pandemic response team? That's a whole nother thing. But then he lied about how bad the pandemic was going to be. And that lie cost 1 million Americans their lives. That's what the old dude did. Both of these guys make mental gaffes. But that guy, the old guy's mental gaffes, literally cost people their lives. We as Americans have to save ourselves. The Supreme Court ain't doing it. I promise you that. We as adults, as Americans, as functioning, critical thinking Americans need to focus on the right thing. Because I promise you, the old dude, the old dude who's talking about getting out of NATO and letting countries just blow shit up, if that guy gets back in, we're all fucked. Old and young.
And that's that.
Nice.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that was rocking with us today. We'll see you next week. Critical Thinking Podcast.
I just want to say, rest in peace to a legend.
Carl Weathers. Sorry. Sorry. Real quick. Rest in peace to Carl Weathers. Shout out. I don't know if we talked about him last week, but rest in peace to Carl Weathers. Great dude, great actor. Apollo Creed, we out.
See you, man.